Hey train fans, welcome to the other side of the tracks. I am Chris. Thank you for being here today. Behind me is a very large box from Menards, so I'm very excited to open it up and also hoping that it arrives safe and sound, because sometimes I have little problems with Menards buildings when it's being shipped to me. So hopefully it just survived the transit. It didn't get beat up from the carriers and arrive safe and sound. That's my hope. We're going to find out here and see what it is. So it looks like they did a little construction project of piecing together different cardboard sections to package this item. So, well, hopefully it was packaged very well and it protected the building that we have hidden inside. It's like solid tape. You have to get in there. So, if you are to go to a Menards store, apparently during the season, when they have their train items on display, which I presume is for the holidays. I don't, unfortunately, have a Menards store anywhere in my area, since I live in Texas, and these stores are only found in the upper Midwest, more or less. But you can always find their selection on their website, menards.com. And they just have a great variety of creative, unique buildings. Oh. Looks like we are sideways here. Go. Fortunately, this did not come with the original shipper box, so it must have been an item out on display in a store or on the shelf. So they had to get creative with the boxing. Yeah, there we go. One humongous building. All right, so first impression. Wow, this is a great, huge building. Damage-wise, look at the front here. Looks like maybe got a little lifting here on the corrugated steel, weathered roofing piece here. So maybe a dab of glue there. Looks like a little smudge here or lifting on the simulated concrete sidewalk at the edge of the base here by the stairs, but that's pretty minor. All the figures seem to be intact. I can tell there's lots of dust inside the packaging, so this definitely has been stored either in a warehouse or on the shelf in the store for some time. I think these first came out 4 years ago. So yeah, they've been sitting around for a while, the ones that they haven't sold yet. So, as we can see here, this is the J. Shepherd and Sons factory of dog food. Menards' mascot is Jack the German Shepherd, so it is quite appropriate that they come out with a building themed specifically to their mascot, Jack the German Shepherd, and why not make Jack's Dog Food Factory? At this angle, it's a little difficult to see, and I don't have it illuminated yet, but we do have Jack the German Shepherd there on the docking bay. Well, I think before I mess with taking out all these staples, I'm going to plug it in on the side here and just verify that it illuminates. All right, we have our 4.5 volts. Yeah, there we go. We got lights. All right. Oh, yes. And we can see our illumination here of the dog food pouring from the bag into the bowl. And you know that's going to be the dog food bowl of Jack the German Shepherd. So that's a pretty cool effect. All right. Well, since this one looks to be a keeper and not going back, we'll go ahead, grab the pliers, and we'll get these plethora of staples out of here so we can get this out of the packaging. Now, 14 staples have been removed from the base, so we'll go ahead lift off the packaging. And here we have our building. You look at it in greater detail. Starting on the top of the building, we have some air vents in the back. Some kind of propane gas or other tank here with valve. We have this water tank, also with piping and valves. We've got a dust collector and piping going into the structure that has the two silos on the side of the building. And then we have two workers on the top here. One of them is painting the water tower green from yellow. So overall, that's a very detailed building. We have some lines here to simulate that, roofing membrane, those flat roofs you see on commercial structures or large buildings. I really like this corrugated style metal they have on the side of the building. Very stylish. And I would be remiss not to mention the 5 blinking LED lights on the top of the building, which gives it that extra effect. All right, now looking at the front of the building, we have a very nice looking sign here. The side of the building is a stimulated stone facade. Gives it that old industrial look, so to speak. All right, we got 2 people yapping here in the alcove on the loading dock, along with Jack the German Shepherd, a couple bags of dog food. This loading dock with this cement area in front of it, perfect to have a truck backing up to take an order of dog food. Looks like we got one worker here going into the office. Lots of signage on the building, electrical wiring, or conduit, boxes. Built by Menards 2019, so yeah, I guess it has been sitting around for, I guess, 5 years since it first came out from the factory. And our final number 6 worker going up the stairs to the 2nd level. Let's go ahead and check out the side of the building. Alright, so on the side you can see we have that stone looking walls of the building. We have lots of posters and signage all over the place. There's one on the back here. Railroad danger crossing, or danger railroad crossing. Very dusty plastic. We got a little trash dumpster here, right by the side outlet for the 4.5 volt cord. Looking at the other side, not as much detail going on. We have those 2 silos of materials, and then, well, this is wall here is that tunnel, which can be utilized if you want to have this building take up less overall acreage on your layout. You can utilize the tunnel, slap it onto a siding, or have your main line go through it. So that's a nice feature that Menards put into a lot of their buildings. Gives you a little bit more flexibility, especially with very large buildings. If you don't have a nice big old basement. I used to have a basement. I miss that in Pennsylvania. Texas, just no basements. A bummer. Finally, looking at the back of the building, we have some very large advertisements, which look nice. We have, of course, Jack the German Shepherd and Yukonuba. I don't know what that's about. Overall, this building is very nicely detailed. Really like this pouring dog food effect. It's really cool. Overall, it's a very nicely detailed building. It'll look great in any kind of city or industrial area on a layout, or even in a rural area scene. So yes, it is a very large building, of course. The width of it is 18 1/4 inches. Depth-wise, 10 7/8 inches. And then it is 11 inches tall. Although with that tunnel, if you put it on top of some track, then the footprint's going to be 6 1/4 inches deep. So not too bad, but still very wide. So you got to have a little bit of space to utilize such a building. But if you like this building, you should go ahead and mosey over to Menards or their website, because I picked this up on sale, and at least as of the airing of this video, Menards still has this building on sale on their website, $20 off. You will, of course, need to use a 4.5 volt power source, which is sold separately. Alright, looking at the underside, like most Menards buildings, there's a pigtail on the bottom, so you don't have to have any exposed wiring if you were to plug it on the side for power. And we're going to go ahead and remove our little train tunnel here. Pop this building on a siding. That way it'll fit on my layout. I might have one or two buildings already present. We have our tunnel removed. We'll keep this in the packaging. Set this over some tracks. It doesn't take up quite as much space here on the layout. Get it plugged in and see how it looks at this new home. So I already had two little siding areas on the layout. One in this corner and then one in the far corner over yonder. So I have yet to actually get the switch tracks to actually connect these sidings to the main line. On the old to-do list, I suppose. But we had plenty of space over here for this humongous building. So we got track going through the tunnel. We'll get it connected eventually to the main line. And then we have plenty of space in front here to put a truck here for the loading bay area or whatnot. Have a little road going through. Got to be able to get to this town somehow. If not here, then well, I got this big space in this corner too. So when I put in roads, we'll have to at least have one road crossing. Looking good over here. So we have a growing collection of Menards buildings on the layout. I do definitely enjoy all their bright LED illumination and colors. Little graphics. To accompany this building, I did get something else off of eBay. While this building was released, I guess 4 or 5 years ago, they did at one point release a boxcar that was themed to the J. Shepherd and Sons dog food. So I hit the old eBay to find a couple of those in order to help accompany this building and populate that siding track. And here's the box from eBay. And our stickered Menards J. Shepherd and Sons Boxcar number 1. Alright, and from eBay, here's the box we received. And I gotta admit, I was a little worried when I saw here Santa Fe oil tanker and not J. Shepherd and Sons like this first box. But the content is correct. They just, I guess, used a different box, mixed them up. I don't know. Alright, there we go. J. Shepherd and Sons. Now, every single boxcar has a unique road number. So 13658 is unique to this boxcar. And so this second one will have a different number. $13,629. All right. Well, I know where these boxcars are going. Well, I must admit, these are some very sharp-looking boxcars. I really like the contrast on the roof here. This aluminum color on the black roof. Nice red to it on the side here. Great graphics. Actually, they're pretty heavy. These have a little bit of additional detail on the bottom. Trucks are die-cast. Wheels are steel. They're not sprung, which is no surprise. You have some lettering here on the side. Do not hump. These were built in 2019, so that was the same year as the J. Shepherd & Sons dog food factory was manufactured, so that would make sense. All the needlepoint axles are where they need to be in the trucks, so that's good. All right. Very cool. These are my first Menards boxcars. And just to show them, this is these boxcars on the siding track. So since the siding is actually in the tunnel, not going to be very well visible till such a time as I get a switch and can have a switcher or some other engine roll over to J. Shepherd and Sons building and pick up the latest shipment of dog food and roll them out, or to drop off those boxcars in that service tunnel area. So I'm going to go ahead and put this under the tunnel for the meantime, but they'll be kind of hidden back there. Here we have that siding and one of the two boxcars here, about as close as I want it to the main line. Don't want any collisions, but at least this boxcar is visible here next to the building. All right. So yeah, I think we'll just need a truck over in this area, and that'll complete this building scenery item. Of course, absent any roads and landscape scenery, but in terms of the structure and vehicles, yeah, trains will be complete. One truck backed up to the loading bay. That's what I got in my mind. Yeah, just to look with the lights off. Lots of illumination, particularly from those Menards buildings. Now, it would be a added plus if the sign itself was illuminated, but I can't really complain. It's a really nice looking building. In conclusion, this is another wonderful building from Menards. Great details, great illuminations and effects, and overall, great value for the money. So as I mentioned, if you want to add one of these to your layout at home, these are, as of the filming of this video, still on sale on the Menards website. That's menards.com. And of course, if you've made it this far, don't forget, before you leave, to give us a like on the video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already one of my followers. For those that are subscribed, I thank you so very much. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. We will see you next time.